Okay, just a quick disclaimer at the beginning. My new internet provider say they fixed an issue with the connection, so hence the testing. So while I'm testing the connection, I thought I'd have a quick tour of my base on unedited. This is an invitation only server on the PlayStation 4. So if you're a chilled, relaxed, cooperative type player, that's what this server's all about. But seeing as my new provider has gone, oh, we appear to have fixed the issue, yada yada yada, I thought, okay, I'll test it, and I'll talk about the issues I found on unedited, talk about the issues on the mainland, issues in the game mechanics, which is even more glaring with this store reroll, and I'll give you two at the same time. Now, first of all, the store. Let's quickly touch on the store. The bottom two right, that one and that one rerolled. To things I own. Funcom. I have to wait another 3 days. Another 3 days for a chance of getting something I want to buy. This is bullshit. That has to change. But fiber appears to have disappeared on. It's still there. Like if I come in here, at the moment, the only surefire way I got it is by grabbing the fiber from in there, those weeds. If I come out here, these berries. Oh, hang on, are they here now? Oh no, they're showing today. Okay. So the one's over here showing. They're actually showing today. Okay, all these bushes here, yesterday, they're invisible. But they're actually showing up today. Okay. So that's an issue that I found, that the fibre is disappearing. Stuff being invisible, Funcom. The store reroll has to be fixed. Shit being invisible has to be fixed. Lighting issues has to be fixed. This stuff not showing up or incorrectly showing, it's getting annoying. Like, beyond annoying. But the settings on this server are actually, they were a little harder. They've been turned down just that little bit. It was, you could literally get one shot. You could, the smallest creature, a goblin, or goblins down there, they can still one shot you, but if you've got armor on, it's not a one shot anymore. It's now a maybe 2 shot. If you've got really good armor, maybe 3 shots for you to die. But don't need weapons. I'm going to show you with the Elk King up there, but this is my base. I've used some techniques I use for building. I haven't, because the leveling, all this time I haven't been able to have a stable connection. I've been literally hanging around here, going down to locations like, let me just point them out to you. There, over there to get stone, the trees over there and trees over there to get wood, fibre in there and up on the hillsides. I've kind of stayed in this area because I have not been game to go out anywhere, because I was literally in my base. I came over to here before this was renovated, opened the door that was here, walked in, and I disconnected. My internet dropped. It's like, when you can't trust your internet to go doing stuff, it's like, luckily I went, because excuse me, just 1 second. Because at the time, the storm wasn't restricted. It was like, if there's no one on, you can start a storm. But now it's restricted. There's got to be 2 people on for a storm to happen. If I was outside and a storm happened, and I just happened to have something spawn near me or whatever, I shouldn't have. But if I'd have been just up the hill there, and a pig had spawned, could have gouged me. It's like, I could have died, not been online, lost all my gear because of the, despawns and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, when you can't trust the internet, you're going to depend on the game being not a shit cunt game. So yeah, so that's why the difficulty's turned down that little bit and all that. So, but it's set up to kind of look like an old, I want to say like a cross between like a Viking and an Asian old village style build, like dynasty type thing. So I've got the island. I didn't build on the center island because I don't want to get rid of the allies over there. This is my north gate. I call it my north gate. It's north-ish. Then I've got my workshop, which is where most of my crafting tables are. And because it's a closed server, it's by invite only. I don't have to worry about anyone, some little 6-year-old douchebag or little penis guy coming on going, oh yeah, there's somebody's base that's fucking shit up just for fucking shit up. I don't have to worry about that, so I can leave, like here, this door, I leave it open. So if any of my friends are on, or anyone who's on the server is on, and they need something and they're in my area, they can come, they can, like they can use my tannery, they can use my dismantle bench, all this sort of stuff. Now, because it's super hardcore and their leveling system, now Funcom, this needs to change, the leveling system for some of these items is dog shit. The fact that you can make a foundation and a ceiling piece at one level, but the hatch is like double that level. You can make a wall, but the fence piece is double that level. A fence is half a wall. A hatch is a ceiling with a hole in it. Some of these levelings, like, why certain things have to be certain levels? Let's just let's just have a look at some of these stupid. It's dumb. They did not think it through. A foundation could be unlocked. Hey, viewer, can be unlocked at level 3. Right, so you can build a foundation at level 3 and a ceiling piece at level 3, but you can't build a hatch until 19. But yet a hatch is just a ceiling piece with a hole cut in it, so it makes zero sense. Same with the fence. You can build walls at level 3, but you can't build a fence until level 9? There's no logic there. Let's go across here and have a look at carpentry. Why isn't artisan table 14, level 14? But if I come down to here, there, a carpenter's table is level 10. There is no difference between a carpenter's table and an artisan table. If you can do something on an artisan table, it can be done on the carpenter's table. In real life, if you make a carpenter's bench, if you're a carpenter and you've got a bench, whatever you can make on that carpenter's bench, it could be making shaped wood. And then you can make that shaped wood into, or whatever the shaped wood is getting made into. But in this, you can make the carpenter's table, but then you can't make the artisan table for another 4 levels. And then on top of that, some of the stuff that's made in the bench, I'm going to find that's stupidly different. Trying to think of what's a good example. Actually, a tent. That's not a bad example. Why is a tent level 23? It's literally, especially the simple tent, it's literally 4 sticks and a bit of cloth. 4 sticks and a bit of cloth. Why is it 23? All this should be unlocked at 10. Hell, it should be unlocked at the same point. Because I'm sorry, if you can build yourself a house, you can sure as hell build yourself a 10. The awnings. Another good example. Why is the awning level 21? If I can build that at 8, roof pieces are at 8. The only difference between an awning and a roof piece is the fact that the awning has the walls without the wall part and the roof together. That's the only difference. They should be the same level. Then you got to go up the levels like that one there, 20 for tier 2. But the roofs can't be done to 25. And then the the half walls can't be done until 26. But yeah, I can make a wall at 20, but I need another 6 levels to cut that wall in half. Makes no sense. So yeah, get off the beaten track here. So come in my north gate workshop. So I've got, you know, the reason why I got off the track is we've got a purchase system in place on this server. So if you get enough gold or enough sorcerer's skulls, because Funcom in their dumbness took away the sorcerer's skull trading. But if I bring up this, there's our trade rates. It's what it is valued at in the coffer. So each skull is around about 10 obelisks. And for each obelisk you get is around about 10 gold, so on and so forth as you go down the way. So if you could buy a named thrall for 50 obelisks, you just convert that into gold, and then you can convert that to silver, so on and so forth. So if you can get yourself the skulls and trade the skulls in, or if you can't get the skulls, and they're not hard to get, then you can get the gold, and the gold is so freaking easy to get, it's not funny. So most of my thralls here I've bought, because I have my treasury up top. If I come into my, as I was saying, there's my workshop, there's one little house, my trade center, if you want to call it that, because that's what I call it, town trader. I'll come around the back here. There's my workers, up to the top, and there's the coffer guy. So that's what I've got in my coffer. I've got over 4 grand in my coffer, and it's just over 1,000 gold, 12-ish skulls, depending on the thrall, for an OP thrall. So I can either go and kill 12 sorcerers, and my nearest sorcerer is just over there. I have 1, 2, I think 3 sorcerers in that encampment. So I can go there, what, 4 times, kill them all without dying, come back, I get myself an OP thrall. Another 2 houses there, a town hall, so anything that's town related is in here. So I've got displays, those select turns again so you can see the trade rates, some storage up the top, a war horn up the top too. Should we go up there, hang on, go up the top. I can play the war horn. Okay, there we go. Audio bug, there it is. Those audio bugs are like everywhere. Okay. Let's jump down here. So from up there and up there you get a pretty good view of the town. There's my lake. Then if you come over, this is my south gate again. Technically it would have to be over there to be south gate, but close enough's good enough. Archer towers. Using the, I showed on one of my other streams, using the staircase pillar trick. Off center the walls and the pillars. They make really good gates. I've used the flotsam because they've got the posts that come out the side, and it makes it look like the old, I can't think what they call them, the old Asian gates. They look like those. So I've gone, yep, that'll do. Black oily texture is still a massive problem. So I come over here. Got my little dock, fish trap, or crab trap. My little market stall. This chest here is where I'm storing all the shit that if my friends need anything. At the moment it's got a lot of emotes and stuff in it. So for friends in the area they want to learn an emote, then go in there and learn an emote. I think I called the actual chess lessons, didn't I? Yeah. My relaxation area. There's a bug involving trying to keep this as clean as possible. The breasts of the female characters being spawned in, converted, or your player. There is a bug with the breasts. If I place a thrall, I'm trying to think where I've got one stored. I've actually got one over here. I'm not going to place, I'm just going to show you what I mean. So I found this thrall for my friend. He's going to come and collect it. That one there. If I pull this thrall out here and place it in my well. Now, what I call the preview part of placing, when you actually grab it and you go to place it, that's what I call the preview. If you look at the character's breast, at that, it's one size. The second you click to place it, they change. My character has spawned in every 2 or 3 times when I log in. My breasts are big. It's like, no, I chose my character to look for a certain reason. That's why the orb table is up there. Each person that's on the server is allowed a dismantle bench, a orb nurgle, an artisan table, straight off the bat. One of the spawn locations actually has a chest with a heap of construction hammers in it. Because Funcom will swear blindly it's not a pay to win mechanic, but the fact that I bought the sandstone pieces and at level 0 I can build that foundation. I can build that wall, that wall, that wall, that door, those 3 walls there. I can build all them at level 0. If I can get myself a construction hammer, I can build them. That to me is that's a pay to win. If this was a PvP server and everyone logged in at the same time and it's like survival of the fittest, last person to be standing wins type thing, I've got the best chance because I can, at 0, if I can get hold of a hammer, build myself a base, no one else can. And unless they own those building pieces, which I bought, they cannot build their base. So let's move it back over here again. So I got my relaxation area with my Orbanurgle. So whenever my breasts are big again, I can click on it and alter it. Funcom suggestion: give us an option in this, or in here somewhere, in the follower section or whatever, to alter the look of our thralls. That would be a godsend. And it doesn't have to be as in-depth as the player alterations. It could be simple things like haircuts, breast size, and outfits. Dear God, let us alter the outfits of our NPCs. Ones on the benches. We can do the ones that are just standing there, 'cause everyone knows you can. But 90% of the people I speak to, we won't stick a thrall on the blacksmith table, smelter, tinkerers. We won't stick thralls on there because, as you can see with my thralls, I've got them set up in uniforms. Security, admittedly their tops are different, but security, seeing as I can now use those pieces that did fix it, and then workers. I have a uniform set up, but if I then stick a thrall on the bench and they're in shit fibre crap, especially those 3/4 shorts, pants, the fibre leggings, which I refuse to wear. Any of my thralls get them, they get taken off and thrown on the ground, because I hate them with a vengeance. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's like either make them pants, full length, or make them shorts. Short, not 3/4. This is, no. Did you run out of material? No. So yeah, so as you can see, security, worker. There is no way I can make my bench thralls fit into either any of those categories because I cannot dress them up. Even if we have to click on the thrall itself in the bench and do the, like you do with the dye, when you dye clothing, like if you come into here, you know, highlight it, go to more, dye, even if it's the same idea with the bench thrall. Walk up to the bench, go back over to a bench, go to that spot and click a shoulder button for more and go alter appearance or alter outfit or edit or something, anything. What do you want to call it? Let us change the uniforms of the thralls that are in the benches. But that is what everyone wants, not a re-roll to shit I already own in the store. Okay, it's starting to go dark, so what I'm going to do is quickly run over to show you this lighting bug. I'm going to try and keep this stream going for as long as I can until I get to the point of like, okay, that's enough testing, because I'm testing the connection. If I run over here, look at my fibers here today, it's awesome. Wasn't here yesterday. Grab, or not. Now I've claimed this entire hilltop, but because I don't want to bag on the PvPers, because that is a community, but when you come on and all you can think of is how can I fuck someone's shit up, it's like, seriously, that's a bit toxic, isn't it? But I've got a little gate set up here, so you know where to come down. Now, watch the lighting. Now, the torch there isn't needed. If I run down here, notice how much brighter it got before I got to the torch? See how much brighter it is here than it was at the top. Just move over to here a little bit, and you see the lighting difference. It's subtle up here, but if I stand here and go down here, this is the easiest way to show you, because it's super noticeable. Okay. Look how dark it is. Right. Get off the hillside, there we go. Look how bright it is. It's daylight down here, and it's clearly nighttime up the top. Okay, because I don't have any weapons, let's not fight these goblins. Those guys, they will one-shot me, because I've got no weapon. No, thrall, NPC person, character, player, what do you want to call yourself? Building damage is turned up, so like spikes and fences do like 2 or 3 times the damage. So it could one-shot you. Oh, there's the toothpicks there. Let's run towards it and we'll see how long it takes for them to actually get leaves. Okay, I'll try and keep them in view. I'm getting stuck on something. Still getting stuck on something. But it's still toothpicks. As you can see, it's not a good look. And I'm not going to stay near all day waiting for these trees to get leaves. Whoop! There they go. Now, I've got a sneaking suspicion it's supposed to be saving the whole you know, lag rendering. If you render too much, certain things can lag, you know, so on and so forth. I've got a sneaking suspicion they've chosen, oh yeah, we don't need to render leaves at this point because insert excuse here. But dude, it looks horrible. I would rather it be a green cone of just a cone of texture and not actually be leaves at a certain distance. Hence, LOD system is set in. But when they're literally just going, oh yeah, it's just not render leaves at all. Even if at a distance they look shit, so long as you can see that it's a tree with leaves and not just a toothpick, that is so much nicer. Okay, yeah, so I've got my little, yeah, there's my little lookout. I can literally stand here and I can see down to the daylight crevice cave thing. It's the goblinoid vault. To the trees. I can run back up here. If I go to the south is where the big camp is, where it's got, I think it's got 3. I know it's got at least 2 sorcerers. I nearly called it a magician again. Yeah, just over the, you can see the peak just there. I'll bring it up on the map and I'll zoom in. It's this place here. It's a really big place. It's got at least 2 sorcerers. I've set a little spot. It's got some wheels down there. Go down there, throw me orbs, take me trudging down there. Whack, 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 knock some thralls out, break them, bring them back, stick them in a box. They done an update back end a couple of days ago. I would be posting all this shit, but my internet has not been anywhere near reliable enough. But they've done a back end adjustment to the servers, and I have noticed running into my base, I'm getting a lot more stutters as it loads stuff in. But once it's loaded it in, it doesn't seem to deload it as quick. So like these benches here, the initial load in, you feel it. But then once it's loaded it in, usually after that it feels better. I might get this tour done eventually. So yeah, I was up to here, heard this spot off, and so I got here the Orbinergle, the thing, the shackles you can stick the thing. We need to better take the thralls off that. At the moment you can put a knocked out thrall on there like the Wheel of Pain, but you cannot remove it. If you remove it, it destroys the thrall. A little bit of storage underneath, some housing there. Now for roleplay-ish or story or lore, those houses house my thralls. So I've got a thrall in that house, a thrall in each of those, a thrall in this house here. This is my, in brackets, commander. So she's got the actual commander top on. Which all the others have got the apron shirt. They call it an apron. It's not an apron because an apron has a bottom part to it. This is my room. Open up, you can have a quick look. A room in there. I've doubled up a trick you can do with the what they call balconies. They're not balconies, they're bayed windows. There's a trick you can do. In fact, I'm going to run down here and grab some stone or wooden shaders. Oh, I think I need twine as well. There's twine. If I grab some of that, some of that, some of that, and some of that, I think that's all I need. Now this is just a little, when you've done a certain number of things, a certain number of times, you learn tricks. With the bay window, they call balconies, but they're bay windows. Balconies are completely different. If you place it, because of the categorizing, whatever you want to use the word, door frames are classified as a frame. Walls are classified as a wall. Fences are fences. Ceilings are ceilings. So on and so forth. Some of them have overlapping connectors. So this particular bay window can be overlapped with other things. Same with if you have, again, pay to win, the Zarian, I can't remember what they called it, but that framework there has the same. It has multiple. It has connectors for multiple things, and you can overlap the pieces. So with this, I can now grab, for example, this one. Because that's classified as something different, I can now layer this window frame over with that window. They're both windows. But because they don't call this a window, because they've classified that as a balcony, above me, that's a balcony. If that was half as wide, that would be a balcony 100%. A half wide ceiling piece would be a balcony piece. That is a bayed window. Then I can place this window inside of it, and then I can grab the window itself and place that inside like that. And it works kind of like a privacy curtain. And then if I come into here and open this up, I can open the wooden part, but you cannot access anything through the bars because it's classified as a window, even though it's a balcony. The same goes with the Tyrian ones. If I let's remove that. Look at this. I can go straight down to the Tyrian. I don't have the pieces on me to build it. Tyrian. That piece there. If I had the, I'll get to this in a second. The right building right building materials to build it, I could build the Tyrian blind there. I call it a blind, they call it a window. It's a blind. Now, let's talk about what else I was going to talk about there. It requires hardened brick, shaped wood, and steel reinforcements to make that. I see nowhere on there where it would use hardened brick. Silk, yes. Fiber, yeah. Shaped wood, yeah, it's got wooden framing. Steel reinforcements, maybe the steel brackets holding it together. My recipe for that would be silk, shaped wood, and iron bars. That's what my recipe for that would have been. For those pieces, again, no hardened brick. I don't see any brick involved with iron or steel, yes. You could have gone iron bars, shaped wood, steel reinforcements. That would have made sense. The roof pieces are the same. Silk, yes. Shaped wood, yes. Still, that kind of makes sense. Why is the roof, which is exactly the same built structurally as that window, why they got different recipes? And what's even more concerning is when you look at, for example, the Tyrian ceiling skylight uses less material than a ceiling piece, but if you look at the requirements to build either, they're exactly the same. Even though the skylight has a massive gap in it. Hence, skylight. Another good example of that kind of thing was if you go to down here, the ceiling, and the ceiling with a hole in it. Oh no, it is slightly different for those two. So the costs for building each individual pieces, that needs to be seriously reconsidered. The unlocking levels have to be overhauled. Completely changed. A fence piece should be unlocked at the same time as a wall piece. A roof piece. A ceiling piece. A hatch. They should all be the same level. I'm sorry, if I can make a ceiling piece, I can make a staircase. If I can make a wall, I can make a fence. It's just the way that's the way the human brain works. Weapons are the same. If you can make a one-handed axe, you can make a two-handed axe. If you can make a one-handed sword, you can make a two-handed sword. If you can make one dagger, you can make two daggers. Let's quickly touch on building. materials straight off the bat. Why does a pick, a hatchet, and a skinning knife or a cleaver all have way off the pattern fucking requirements? First of all, the cleaver. It requires double the stone as a hatchet and a pick, but the same amount of sticks. That I can sort of put up with. If the cleaver is a wider blade than the hatchet, then I can sort of put up with it. But why the fuck is that a skinning knife double the price of a freaking cleaver? It's a quarter of the size. That should be like 1 or 2 stones and 1 stick. Why is it that price? That's not counting the offline stuff, like the fact that your thralls do not save their clothing state. You cannot pick up items. If I place a campfire, I cannot get that campfire and return it to my inventory. It dismantles it. I don't want to dismantle it, especially if it's not giving me back the full amount of materials. The only option you have in your offline game to not have to rebuild campfires over and over again is to move them. Okay, so this has been a good half an hour stream. Oh yeah, no, there's my jail. Actually, I'll quickly go. I'll go take the shit back and I'll quickly do a run over there and show you. Okay, let's quickly run over there. Just a quick little note too. These Pictish right boots are still in the incorrect bench. You need a tier 2 bench to build them when they're a tier 1 requirement. So yeah, okay, so here's my storage. There's some thralls in here. Now, these shelves, oh, there goes my controller's going flat. The wooden boxes, which I currently do not have any of on me. There are wooden boxes. Can you load them up, please? Thank you. Let's see if there's any in these. Dyes, building material. Ah, they're those. Wooden boxes. They cannot be placed on these. It doesn't give you the option to place them. But the chests, the reinforced chests, do. And you can actually clip them slightly, so you can fit, if it's the one without the gap. See how that one's got a hole in it? If it doesn't have the hole in it, you can fit 4 on each shelf. So if you're building and you want storage, that's probably your best bet. As you can see here, managed to get a bit of silk. I could build it. I haven't unlocked that yet, because if I bring up my my hammer and go into here, none of the other Turian pieces are there, because that's a tier 3. I shouldn't be able to build any Turian pieces. Same with the Catan, Yamatai, all that. They're all tier 3s. All these are level 0s. I can build them if I can get the materials. If I get a hammer, some hardened brick, some shaped wood, and some steel reinforcements, I can make it. And looting the camp over there and the one just north of me, I got enough to make at least one of these. I think I've got... is it in there? I think I've got a handful more I can use. If we'll open. Yeah, I've still got 4 reinforcements. I can now make steel reinforcements. I made shaped wood, and I made here's some shaped wood I made, and I got the silk. So I can, hardened brick. I found hardened brick, so I can make it. I didn't have to make hardened brick. That's a little bit pay to win, isn't it? But there's my storage. I did have this originally open, but then I put a thing in to hide the light. Plus there is you can just see through there, there's a light. This table's on this side, I've got another one in there. There's a bug with that where they stay on. That's why I don't put it near where I hang around. Over here's my prison. So any thralls I grab that I'm going to use, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet, I stick in here. So as you can see, there's 2 in there right now. Then I've got my thrall I bought as the guard. Storage. This door, again, the materials I used to make it, all of them I found. I'm now leveled up to get a hammer, I can now build it. I don't need to make the materials. If it needs steel reinforcements, I don't even have to have steel reinforcements unlocked if I can find steel reinforcements. This door cannot be rotated in its slot, so I cannot choose which way it swings, but it's a prison door, so it's like I've used, let's come in and show you these stools and made like prison beds. They haven't given us any sort of decorative sleeping benches or anything like that. Yep, losing those trees just popped in. The funny little lump on the top there is my attic. I didn't want a basic shaped house, so I've done something architecturally odd looking, but sound. It's got a bit of candleleaf annexed lopsided attic. The attic is off to the side. Instead of putting the attic straight up and putting flat ends on each end, I've gone, you know, slide it across and slope it, and it actually looks quite good. It's odd, as you see up there. So it's got some chests there, it goes to the edge here, but then if you come up this way, it comes out to here, and that gives you that little extra, it looks funny, but it gives you the shelter here, if in real life you needed the shelter, and it's got storage. I originally had, let's get up here, this end here going straight up and down, and it was sloped on the other side, but this flat part felt like it needed a window, and because you can't place a window I can't place a window right here. It has to be here or here. And on the slopes, it's like you can't, yeah. So I've gone, you know what, don't have it, slope it. I lose a slight bit of storage. Not to worry about. There's a window on this side, because as you can see it's flat on this side. But on this side it's flush. It's got the slopes on this side. So if I was to climb on the roof, I could literally go up here and run all the way up. There's a 45-minute stream. By all means, let me know in the comment section, quality-wise. My downloads and uploads are not what I'm paying for. I'm going to be honest here. I'm paying a little bit extra now, and I'm supposed to get the 100 megabytes a second download and the 20 megabytes upload. Half the time, I'm down closer to the 80 megabytes download, and sometimes it's as low as 8 meg upload. So I've gone looking on the internet, I've gone looking on the government websites, legal help websites, and something like that. The amount of stress I've gone through in the last 2 months, month and a half, I'm going to end up having a mental breakdown, murdering someone, or noosing it. It's like, I can't keep going like this. So they've asked me to watch it for a week. So anything less than their minimum speed, which they've stated is 75 to 80 megabytes a second download. If I get any less than that, take note of it. And in the week's time, if it drops below that minimum, because by law they have to state what your peak, so when everybody's on, maximum speed will be. And they've said what they call the target speed is 80 megabytes a second. I'm paying for 100, but during peak time when everyone's on, I can expect to see 80. Minimum 80. So if it drops below that, note it down. 20 up with a target of 15. Actually, I think they said 12. 12 up. So if I get less than 12 up, like I'm getting now, I'm getting 8, then I'm supposed to take note of that. Because by law, they're supposed to deliver what they are promising. But when reading that statement, there's no, if they do not do this, you can sue them for this, or you can take them to this court, or you can do a class action for this. The only sort of legal action that it says it can be taken by us, the ripped off customers, is we can ask for a reimbursement of the dollar differences between what we are receiving and what we were promised. So I've got to then calculate, I'm paying for 100, only getting 2/3 of that. So whatever I'm paying for the 100, take off, what's that, a quarter of that, so $25. If it's $100 for 100 megabytes to say, and I'm only getting 75 megabytes, I can take then that $25 off the monthly thing, and I should better be getting reimbursed for that. It's the only kind of thing that it says. And so I've got to do that work. There's no court you can go to, there's no agent you can go to, anything like that I could find. So yeah, all I can do is sit here, cross my fingers, cross my toes, have my brains ooze out my ears, my nose, my mouth, my eyeballs with stress and steam and blood pressure and all that sort of shit. Probably end up in hospital because of, blood pressure so high and all that shit, because the Australian government, I can't speak for American, European, British, all those other places, I can't speak for them. But in Australia we have the Australian government's broadband network, the NBN, National Broadband Network. The Australian government put down cables all over the country to guarantee, in brackets, us a stable, reliable internet connection. They do not provide the internet. They provide the cabling and the connections and all that. It's your providers. So I don't know what companies have in America, but like my previous one, Vodafone, is a telecommunications company. They do mobile phones, they do internet, they do all that sort of shit. Another one you might have heard of is Dodo. They do internet, mobile phones and stuff like that. They are to provide you with the connection to the NBN. And they are to provide you with any customer support, all that sort of bullshit. So whenever you have an internet connection issue, you get in touch with your provider. Your provider is to fix it. If it is an NBN issue, your provider is to get in touch with the NBN and have an organiser between those two to fix the issue. But when I've spent months screaming and yelling to deaf, ignorant telemarketers going, oh, we care about you, but don't give a fuck because you're number 65, whatever. I was going to say 69, I thought that's about right. Bunch of numbers. They don't care, you're a number. Trying to get them to do anything in any timely fashion when I couldn't stream because I couldn't rely on it. my YouTube, like, if subscribers, if I was like, for example, Mumbo Jumbo, Minecrafter, or XB Crafted, or Biffa Plays, Gaming Edge, all these fairly large YouTubers, I'm going to stop and not say like PewDiePie and stuff like that, 'cause let's face it, they've got the money, they could probably start up their own freaking internet companies. But if I was one of them and I relied 100% on my YouTube to give me income, I wouldn't be living in my little mansion. Imagine PewDiePie not having an internet connection for a month. He wouldn't be able to pay his bill. He wouldn't be in his mansion. If all he depended on was his YouTube income to make his millions of dollars, he'd be out in the street in the month. Luckily for me, I'm not a professional YouTuber. It's not my income. It's not my... Hence the reason why I can show you the nudity. I can say the word shit. I can talk about things that all these other YouTubers, oh, I can't show. You can show it. Just monetization will be harder. Farket, an Australian YouTuber. He's a, in brackets, professional YouTuber. Farket. Farket. He uses a mod. I used to watch him all the time. But he started streaming Sons of the Forest, which I'm busting my guts to play, but I can't play it on console, and I refused. I tried Steam. I spent 2 days on Steam, got nowhere. The one game I wanted to try, the Parasites, if the guy got my... Oop, server shutting down. Funcom, can we have it so I don't have to press X on that, please? The Parasites game, I put a comment on the guy's developing its YouTube channel. I couldn't play it. It came up telling me to turn down the settings. I couldn't turn the settings. I was just going to black screen. But I spent 2 days trying. I gave up. I uninstalled it. Steam, gotta get fucked. The fact I need to run Steam to play 90% of their shit when it's supposed to be a download market only. I just hit my mic. Yeah, no. But yeah. Back to Farket. He put mods on Sons of the Forest to remove the, in brackets, the nudity, the gore, and the blood. It's like, I stopped watching him. It's like, I will not watch any YouTuber that censors their videos. Unless the video is censored to prove a point. No, don't do it. They'll say, oh, we can't because YouTube doesn't like it. No. The monetization section of it isn't keen on it. You can put nudity, violence, blood, gore, drug use. You can put all that shit on and still get monetized. It's not as easy, but you can still do it. You might not get $1 million from that video. You might only get $1,000 from that video. But would you rather be a sellout for $1 million or be a truthful person that shows it as it is for $1,000? Or in my case, no holds barred for $0. I'm sorry, if a game is shit, I'm going to tell you it's shit. If a game has a problem, I'm going to tell you it has a problem. If it has good points, I will tell you it has good points. Conan. I want to see this game blow all the other games out of the water. It has massive potential. I've spoken about it before. They need to add a handful of features in the character editor, the settings options, and the gameplay mechanics. This game would be the best game ever released. Bug fixes. Simple things like a dirty mechanic. If your character is dirty or clean, can alter the gameplay. That could make a huge difference. Can you imagine if you're playing and every day that passes your dirt meter goes up a little bit higher? The dirtier you are, you have less health, but you also have less chance of being spotted by the animals. Can you imagine that mechanic? But if you're filthy, you get crappier trades from the traders. if they had a thrall trader on Isla Tipta, like they do on the mainland, can you imagine if, for example, I want to go around the map and not get spotted by the wolves, so I stay filthy. I get less health. I don't have to get attacked by every creature I bump into because they don't smell me. But when I go to the trader, instead of only paying 100 gold for a thrall, I have to pay 200 gold for a thrall. So do I then wash myself and then take the chance of a wolf screwing me over, but getting that discount on the thralls? Can you imagine? Thralls. If I could set up a trader thrall, if I can make this thrall here and this thrall here sell stuff, my friends could then come to my place and trade. I can then have an income. Imagine that. Now all these PvPs going, oh, how's it going to help the PvP? I don't give a fuck about PvP players. I don't give a fuck about PvE players. So why should I care about them? PvP players have screwed over the Crom Sword for no good goddamn reason. The Crom Sword is now useless thanks to PvPers. Unless you're a glitcher and use the exploit to use the Crom Sword to infinitely swing and do massive amounts of damage to your enemies, the Crom Sword is useless. But I'm also saying that with this new stamina system and the new legendary repairs not happening anymore, they have ruined so many of the legendary. Love Tap. Love Tap is now a useless object. The only use Love Tap has is to hang it on the wall and say you have Love Tap. Because why would you get Love Tap, which is a legendary weapon which cannot be repaired, knock out however many of the thralls, and then it's useless? Or you could build a top tier trudgeon and repair it as many times as you like. Now, just before the server goes down, I just want to quickly mention there is now an option in the settings for any people who use the admin use the server settings. You can now place thralls right next to each other or right next to objects. Thrall exclusion zones, or exclusion radiuses, or whatever it's called in the settings. Adjust it. There is also that, as it keeps popping up, server restart messages. Use it. If you go onto their website, go through the settings, you can find it. I'm going to call it. That's been nearly an hour stream. Again, let me know quality, dropouts, glitches, that sort of shit. I'll probably end up watching it back, but yeah, you get the idea. So I'm going to call it. Hopefully I can start streaming fairly regular now. I'm doing the weekly look at it, you know. Oh, watch it for a week and let us know. So yeah, stay safe. I'll catch you all next time. See yous.